It's time to make some raspberry coulis. I think this is so much more delicious than jam, and it's really easy to make. So I'm going to show you how, obviously. I have some frozen raspberries here. It's good too because frozen raspberries are just as good as fresh ones, and you can get them all year round. I'm actually in the bakery, which is right next door, so I'm going to do a big batch of raspberry coulis. So the difference with raspberry coulis is that we don't want to cook it for too long. Like a jam is low and slow and a lot of sugar, but by making a coulis, cooking it really fast, you keep a lot of the freshness in the raspberries and you keep that zing. So when you're eating it, it's like nicer. That's about it, it's nicer. So I have the frozen raspberries, some caster sugar. I just like to start it with a little bit of water just so it doesn't catch on the bottom. And we're gonna go to the stove and heat it up. I'm gonna go on a medium-high heat, so this goes up to 9. I'm gonna put it on 7. While that starts to heat up, I'm just gonna prepare our corn flour slurry that we add in at the end, which thickens it. I have my corn flour here, and I'm just gonna put some cold water into it. And just give it a stir. And then you can set that aside. So we're going to put this in at the very end and only cook it out for about 30 seconds or so, and it will make it nice and thick, and then you'll be able to put it into your cakes, on top of your cakes. And you have to also remember that raspberries always taste the same. Some can have more flavour than others, some can have more acidity depending on the time of year or how they were frozen. So you always want to try your coulis first, and if it's too zingy and acidic, then it'll need a little bit more sugar. And if you've accidentally put too much sugar in it but it's kind of savouable, then you can add a squeeze of lemon just to bring that acidity back. So we want it to be like vibrant and full of flavour. Do you know it opens and closes at night time? It's been bubbling away for a couple of minutes now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this corn flour slurry. Sometimes it can settle and the water can separate, so just give it another stir before you add it in. So again, it depends on how much moisture is in the raspberries. It's going to add half of that. Give it a stir. And be really careful too, because once you add the corn flour, and if it bubbles up, it can splatter at you and it really hurts if you get it on your hands. It will also start to catch on the bottom once it thickens, so you don't want to burn it. See how the seeds are dropping quite fast? It's nearly there, but I'm just going to add another teaspoon of this slurry. It will also thicken slightly as it cools. See, there's that big splatter? That really hurts if it gets on. See, that's slowed down a bit. Okay, I'm going to remove it from the heat. Leave it to cool down in the pot for 10 minutes or so, and then you can transfer it to the fridge to cool down completely. So we'll just leave it there. Actually, before it cools down, I am going to give it a try. Like a teaspoon more sugar. So you can add this in while it's still warm and it will dissolve in. I do like it really zingy and acidic though, because the cake is sweet, the jelly is sweet. So it's nice to have that balance.